the first thing you need is answers. You can't get closure without answers. Like, how could she do it on text messaging?
You got dumped on text messaging? That is so cold.
The New York Times has said the fastest growing area of social advice is Netiquette, which should be used when sending emails, Facebook posting, Instagram, even Twitter. So etiquette and image consultant Dannie Fowler joins us now with a few lessons. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right,
Welcome,
so yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Where do we start with our netiquette?
Where do we start with
Yeah.
etiquette? Well, I think the age is changing so fast that we can't quite keep up with it, what the rules are. I mean, if you think about texting, you weren't supposed to be texting in the car and driving, but we didn't realize that until something bad had happened.
Right.
So I think with
Because people didn't use their brain.
Right.
It's pretty,
Because that's not
pretty
an
common
option
sense,
at all,
isn't it?
right?
Except that it's not common.
You would think so, but then when it comes to cell phone use, we don't remember common sense. When
Right.
we're talking on the phone, we're talking really loud. We're talking about privacy, private things, and we're letting everyone hear it. Posting things to Facebook that anybody can see. We're forgetting that things are changing faster than our brains seem to.
So
be.
is it that we're thinking too wide? We're not thinking wide enough. We're not thinking about the consequences.
We're not, and we're not putting common courtesy up first. We're putting our needs first, and that's sort of the whole shift with the electronic age. It's all about us. Our phones become an extension of us. Our iPads become an extension of us. And so when we're using them, we're not thinking about somebody else. It's still all about
So what's
us.
an example of common courtesy? What could we do to show common courtesy?
Well, think about who you're with. When you're with someone, be present. Put that phone away. Put that iPad away. Unless you're doing something together on the phone or iPad.
Texting to each other.
You never want to text in
That
person.
is one of the worst things, is that when you're having a conversation with someone and they're like picking up their phone like literally right in front of you. I just think that's like one of the rudest things.
Well, and it's what's separating us. It's changing our whole dynamic of communication. And what's happening is people are forgetting how to communicate with one another, and only on the phone, and only in short little sentences.
That's an interesting thing you said, separating us.
Yes.
I think you were going to say that,
I was going to say that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's yours. Separating us.
Yeah, and separating us, we talk about relationships, trust is a big part of our relationships. And when you talk about broken trust in this situation, that's a problem.
It is, and the problem really comes from you think you're only talking to one person, and then everyone hears your business. Everyone sees it, even if they don't want you to. If you have
I'm
an
a private
iPad,
person. I don't like that.
I don't
And I'm the
either.
opposite. I'm like, all right, let's just,
Can you tell us some of the don'ts since we're talking about that?
The don'ts.
Yeah.
When you're talking on the phone in a restaurant, let's just talk about public places. You don't want to talk in a public place on your cell phone that's enclosed. An elevator, a theater, or even the grocery store. There's nothing more aggravating than going down through there and you're trying to think about what you need, and you've got someone behind you just basically yelling on the phone. Public places, really keep your private stuff private. Don't do it there. And theaters, turn the lights off. You're in a dark place because it's just a big flashlight.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about this. And I'm like, I'm breaking all the rules. This is a bad.
You're a theater texter?
What?
A theater texter?
Not a theater texter, but I do like in the grocery
supermarket?
store.
Yeah,
and
the grocery
I'm
store, I know.
like
I'm
on my
notorious for that one.
phone, and so I'm like breaking all the rules and not even really realizing it because I'm like, nobody's in my business right now. But you're saying that is a problem.
And you never know, especially where I live, everyone goes to the grocery store. It's a little grocery store. And so you see people every time you go, and you don't know who's right around the corner. You don't know who might be listening to you.
And one of your other
great
don'ts
point.
is don't text and walk.
Don't text and walk, especially in high heels. It's dangerous. I've tried that before.
All right, so since we're talking netiquette, and since Dannie, you're here, what we're going to do is we're going to be playing yes or no etiquette education, but we're going to kind of step outside the net problem. So we're going to be talking about general etiquette. So I'm going to give you an etiquette scenario, and all of you either answer yes or no, and then we're going to discuss each one of them individually. So the first one is, should a man pay for the first date?
Look, I
We didn't
agree with
even
that.
have to.
it's
That's
unanimous.
unanimous.
Okay, all right, so let's talk about why, because we've got our producer in the background. She's saying no. So why don't we all say yes?
Why? Because we want the woman to come home with us. I mean, sorry. I just got carried away.
I like that tradition. I think that the man should be paying for that. I think it's tradition, but I also think that it's the man taking charge of it.
It's
So
a
let's get it
gesture
from
of
a man's
kindness. It's just a gesture of kindness. That's
It is.
Okay. Do you always give a host or hostess gift?
Depends on who the hostess is.
And I have to specify on this one, because if you're going somewhere and you're just meeting them for a cup of coffee, really quick and you're in and out the door, they're still your hostess, but you don't have to bring a gift or something small like that. If somebody goes out of the way and does something extra, they throw a party, they throw a dinner, they do something special for you, then yes, you should bring a small, tiny something. It just says that I appreciate that you care about me.
What if it's like someone that you
I
go
like
to
it.
all the time? Like I had dinner last night at my brother and sister-in-law's house, but I go there all the time.
You know what you can do for something like that? Bring cookies, bring a food item.
Something that goes
Sorry,
with
guys,
it.
I
You can
didn't bring
eat yourself.
anything.
But you want to make sure it goes with the meal.
All right, here's one that I've actually debated recently. Should children address all adults as Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, or Mrs. So-and-so?
No idea. I have no idea. I have no opinion.
You're not even going to weigh in on that,
Because I don't
Patrick?
know what the right answer is.
I think so. I think it's teaching them common courtesy. I think it's teaching them respect, and I think it'll go a long way in their future.
But
Yes.
see, I differ on you in the sense that like if someone was calling Mrs. Spooner, that to me is it.
Well, I don't always
But
do the
Miss-
last name.
Yeah.
I might do
What do
like
you say?
Miss
Okay,
Lisa.
so that yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I guess that's the question is
Yeah, but
last
if you get
name
stuck
or
in the
within
other etiquette, you
context.
call them Miss,
Okay,
Mrs., Miss.
okay.
The expert's going to tell us.
For proper etiquette, you should call them by their last name, Mrs. Fowler, Miss Fowler, because it sets the precedent that they know more than you. You need to respect them and listen to the adult. When you take that away and they start calling you Miss Danny, then it's a closer relationship, but they also have a little bit more leeway to do things.
Okay.
Don't give them so much leeway.
Proper etiquette.